Ladies and gentlemen, our next introduction is for Marc Malnati. It's time to celebrate. Marc is chairman of Lou Malnati's Pizzeria. Earlier this evening, I had made the suggestion, but regretfully, it was after committee and everything. It would have been fun to have past hors d'oeuvres so everyone who's traveled in could get a Chicago pizza fix. I was really being selfish. I was thinking more about me, and then I realized I still have a $50 gift card in my wallet, so I will be taking advantage of that tomorrow at the Highland Park location. Of course, he attended New Trier West High School before graduating Indiana University in 1977, just 8 months before the death of his father and company founder, Lou Malnati. Under Marc's leadership, Lou Malnati's experienced remarkable growth, expanding from 2 pizzerias to 62 throughout the Chicagoland area and more recently in Arizona and Wisconsin. I can personally vouch for the location in Arizona. Marc believes that culture is the cornerstone of any successful organization. He built a relational business model rooted in intentional investment in personal growth. Reflecting this commitment, Lou Malnati's was named Chicago Tribune Top Workplace for the 16th consecutive year in 2025. In 1996, Marc and his brother Rick received Chicagoans of the Year Award from Chicago Magazine for their involvement in opening of a Lou Malnati's Pizzeria in Chicago's under-resourced Lawndale neighborhood. In 2017, they established the Lou and Jean Malnati Brain Tumor Institute to honor their family's 50-plus years of support for cancer research, including an annual charity event that has raised upwards of $10 million. With a desire to grow Lou Malnati's name, Marc appeared on numerous national television programs, including Good Morning America, The Steve Harvey Show, Throwdown with Bobby Flay, where he defeated Flav handily, I might add. That is something to applaud and brag about. And finally, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, following Stewart's affront to Chicago-style deep dish pizza. And if you saw that on television, we were very celebratory that we were able to convert him, even though, I think he just enjoys Lou Malnati's pizza. In 2025, Marc authored Deep Dish, the first 50 years of Lou Malnati's Pizzeria, chronicling the values, culture, and principles that sustained the restaurant's success for now over a half a century. Marc and Jean still live on the North Shore. They have 3 adult children, all New Trier graduates, and 8 grandchildren. So I see the next generation coming up. Their oldest grandchild, Lucy Howe, is currently a sophomore. Congratulations on that. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome to the stage Marc Malnati.
My mom asks your forgiveness for delaying the program. She's doing okay. She's passed out before. She just gets a little dramatic, you know. I guess I do owe the 2 doctors who tended to her while she was out there at least a box of pizza, Ajay. So if you'll give me your addresses after this, I'll make sure that happens. Well, I'm deeply honored to stand here tonight, and I also realize that any recognition that I receive belongs first to the people who've had the greatest influence in my life. And I've long believed it's the responsibility of every member of a family to help the others grow toward greater self-awareness. And no one has lived that out more fully and more faithfully than my wife and partner of 47 years, Jeannie Malnati. She's in the red suit over there. Not easy being married to someone in the restaurant business with the nights and the weekends and the holidays. Twice she moved out of our home to a rental place near the restaurant we were opening in other cities, and did that for months at a time. So Jeannie, I just appreciate you. I love you. Thank you. Our son Will and his wife Alyssa, our daughters Kelsey and Melissa, and our son-in-law Tom have walked beside me through almost every lesson that life has handed me. And my mom, who was here tonight, 96 years old. 96, just got out of the hospital a month ago after beating RSV and pneumonia at the same time, and just decided, I feel like I'm 36, I'm going to show up. And after my dad, Lou, passed away in 1978, God gave her the strength to hold our family together, and she's something. My brother Rick, who went to the hospital with my mom, was my partner for 20 years at Malnati's, and then he followed his calling to coach Nutra basketball, and he's given his heart and soul to this school and for over 20 seasons on the bench, and had a significant impact in many young men's lives. Any honor that I receive is shared with all my family members. And I'm proud to say that they're nearly all Nutra grads. And we even have a few more recent grad nieces along with us tonight, and the next generation of grandchildren who are Trebbians are at our table over here. Nutra began shaping me from early in my first semester. In Chick Chakowski's gym class, why are you laughing? You're laughing if you were in there, because in Chick Chakowski's gym class the first day, he told us to put our heads on the heel of a baseball bat and then run around it 10 times. And after that, go touch the next guy in the relay line. Most of us, though, ran into walls. Now, I'm not sure Chick knew that he was preparing me for the future by modeling a critical principle. But I learned there that in life, I'd be running into walls all too often. And I'd better learn to be scrappy enough to get back up. That lesson was reinforced about a month later in the crowded student commons, when two upperclassmen grabbed me by the arms and hung me by my belt loop on a coat rack. And as I dangled there like a Christmas ornament, I was embarrassed. But I did receive what would be my only standing ovation of all of high school. I also learned that having bigger and older friends can be very helpful, and some of those friends, Billy, Scott, and Johnny, are all here with me tonight, 56 years later, and that's no small gift. Then there were the teachers. Larry Funk taught consumer economics. He taught us not to be naive when buying things, how to spot opportunity, how to fix what was broken instead of replacing it with something new. And eventually, we asked Larry to leave his teaching and his pension behind and help us build Malnati's. And we never could have done it without you, Larry. Yeah. Larry built our first 40 stores, and he created the team that kept them running. Jim Music taught me how to write and how to keep rewriting until I was proud of the result. Barbara challenged me to give my heart a voice. And this past year, when Jeannie and I had the opportunity to present my book, Deep Dish, about the challenges of running the restaurant business for over 50 years, Barbara was cheering from the front row of the bookstall in Winnetka. Lessons from freshman and sophomore English have a way of staying with you. Well, I thank God. I thank God for blessing us repeatedly at Malnati's, not just with success, but with the people that he brought us. People who wanted to build something more than a company. We tried to build a community, a second family, a place where relationships mattered most. And I've learned this. Good restaurants are good because they take care of their customers. But restaurants that last are the ones that care deeply about their team. And that's what we sought to do at Malnati's. 55 years in, we're still doing that. In 2016, I passed the leadership of Malnati's on to Mark Agnew, another New Trier grad. And though a bout with cancer curtailed his full-time career there, Mark now teaches at the University of Chicago and serves on our board. And he wrote a business case on the power of the relational business model at Malnati's, and it's now taught to students from all around the world. The New Trier influence continues. So looking back, Chick was right. I have run into a lot of walls along the way. But New Trier did teach me scrappiness, and it gave me lifelong friends, and it gave me teachers who shaped how I think, how I write, and how I lead. And tonight, on behalf of Jeannie and my family and the generations of Trebbians still walking these halls, I just want to thank you and want you to know that God has been faithful. And New Trier has been one of his greatest instruments in my life, and we'll be forever grateful. Thank you.